Hey, Tony Gassins here. Hey, just popping in for a quick video. What's on my heart today, based on yesterday's talk with Tony. Um, I'm on some ministry work, so I'm in a hotel, working with one of my mentees. He's getting ready for next level, next step in his career, and working with him for a couple days. And want to pop in today. Only time today I could shoot. Hopefully maybe tomorrow I get a video up. But one of the things I've been noticing is kind of like a little theme I've been seeing as I'm going through the emails and talks with Tony, and I'm reading them every day. And I want to remind you of this. If you are a woman watching this, but even if you're a man watching this, this can be, the other way around as well. So you can always flip it. But one thing that I noticed that we as men do, and I've been guilty of this when I was a grown boy, is we will use a woman as our human teddy bear. And as a woman, you have to be able to understand the difference between a wife and a mother. See, a mother, she feels responsible for that man because she brought him into the world. So she sees him as her responsibility, that no matter what he does, she has to love him and she has to be there for him. That's how mothers typically feel. Now, you have some mothers that will give their son a boot to the behind if he won't get his act together, especially as an adult male. Now, I watched my grandmother, God rest her soul, forgive her son and her grandson over and over and over. They were stealing her insure. They were stealing her grocery money. They were stealing her dresses. And they were selling the stuff for drugs. And she still let them come back and live with her. Anytime they went to jail, she paid to bail them out. And that was just an endearing love, just an unconditional love that she had, because her coming from Selma, Alabama area and seeing the struggle of black people, her being born in 1925 in Alabama, she looked at it differently. She looked at it as these are the products of the environment. These are the products of, it ain't just them, it's what their life has put them in, it's what the world that they were raised in has placed in. So she looked at it like that. So as a mom, as a grandmother, okay, I'm not in that role, so I can't see it fully or feel fully. But one thing I know as a husband, I know what I need from a wife. And as a man, I understand that men, we are prone to taking shortcuts. We will take a shortcut. We will cheat. We will manipulate. We will deceive. That our nature is to get over. You have to search high, wide, and far to find a man that his nature is to be honest and to be fair. You don't meet that often. And I'm dealing with men on a daily basis. And it's hard to find, because I do honest business. And I'm very fair in business. And I'm very generous in business. And I give more than I should give. And I take less than I should take. And so me doing business with men, I realize men are cutthroat. I just had a $50,000 transaction yesterday that I had to cancel because I realized the men I was dealing with were dishonest and liars. And they work for an organization, a whole company that does billions of dollars or multi-millions of dollars a year, and they still was dishonest and liars and cheaters. And I had to take my money off the table and say, I'm taking my business elsewhere because y'all lied to me. And these are men who have consequences, who have to pay a price somewhere, who got a boss. I don't have a boss but God, and I don't move like that. But you know what it took for me to get here? It took my wife not being my teddy bear. Because see, when you think about this, and I've talked about this in other videos, but it needs its own video. When you think about this, what does a little boy do with his teddy bear? When he's angry, it get taken out on that teddy bear. Anything he mad, he trying to rip off a leg, he trying to rip out the eye, he throwing it up against the wall, he putting it on the ground, he jumping up and down on it, he grabbing it by the legs, he slamming it on the ground, is hitting in the head. What, when you see this 5-year-old or this, now ironically, my sons, their life is different, so I've never seen them go off on their stuffy like that. But if they playing with it, they might elbow, dirty rolls, elbow, everything. And then when it's time to sleep, come on, get they stuffy, they put it up under their head and go to sleep. And that same little boy, if he doesn't mature, he grows up to be a man. He grows up to be a man, an adult male, but he still is throwing temper tantrums. He still is immature. And so the woman becomes his teddy bear, because at 18, at 20, at 30, at 40, at 50, he can't walk around with no stuffed animal. He can't lay down in the bed with no stuffed animal. So who replaces his stuffy or his play, his dinosaur, or whatever it was he had, his dog? Some men growing up, some men take their anger out on their dog, kicking their dog. I told y'all about the kick the cat syndrome. Some men will do that. And now as an adult, he picks the woman to be that human teddy bear. And what he wants to do is use you for his pain, for his trauma, for all his issues. You as a woman, you get used. You get used and abused and taken advantage of, and he runs in and out your life. So he'll cheat on you, and then you expected to forgive him and put up with that. Somebody sent me a picture of a man texting a woman. It was like a screenshot. The man texting a woman and said, you shouldn't be leaving me for cheating on you. I only cheated on you to make you stronger, but you'll never understand that. That's the ignorance I'm talking about right there. That's the ignorance I'm talking about right there. And then you have these men who they call themselves using alpha male strategies, when that's really beta male strategies. Because a real quote unquote alpha male, I don't even label myself as, I don't give myself no labels as a man. You a man or you ain't. But a real man is not gonna breadcrumb no woman. A real man ain't gonna string no woman along. A real man ain't gonna play no mind games with no woman. Those beta male strategies that these guys call it alpha male strategies, but it's really because they butt hurt. It's because they have childhood trauma. It's because they had a no good daddy, absent father that was no good, that dogged out their mama and treated them like Casper the Ghost. And they hurting. They hurting and they lost and they confused. And so they hollering alpha male strategy, but really that's a weak man who is weak. And so he has to use a woman to make the woman weaker than him. He want to use the woman and debase the woman to make the woman feel worthless so that he can feel like he has some value. He want to feel like a high value man. So that means in his mind, he has to treat a woman with low value. He got to make her a low value human so he can call himself a high value human. And you have to recognize this. If I'm a speak, directly to paint a picture, but understand what I'm saying is, my life is different now than where it was when I started on this journey. But every single day I'm looking for a way to love my wife. So I'm on the road right now doing ministry, not too far from home, but we're gonna go to the outlets, and I'm looking for a gift to get my wife that I could take home just to say I miss you. And every day I get an email, I try to order her something every week just to come in the mail unexpectedly to say I love you. When I'm talking to her, we talk to 1 o'clock in the morning, and she may be talking about her high school basketball team. She may be talking about the school, the kids. She may be talking about anything. It could be the most random thing, but I'm listening to her and I'm engaging in that conversation, and I'm letting her talk till she tired and she ready to go to bed, because I want that emotional healing. I want that to be freeing for her. And the other night, 2 nights ago, she said, you know, we getting ready to celebrate 14 years of marriage, and we still stay up and pillow talk till 1 o'clock in the morning, and I got to get up at 5 a.m. And she said, but I wouldn't trade that for anything. She was excited about the 4 hours of sleep she was finna get, because she get up at 5 with our sons. They get stuff ready before they get up at 6. And she was happy about that 4 hours. But see, what my thing is as a man, it's not to control her. We had a financial decision to make. A lot of men feel like, oh, it's just financial decisions, it's on the man, and they don't want to include the woman. What I did is I said, hey, baby, this right here is coming in. Here go 5 things, 5 priorities that I feel, 5 things that we could do. What you think we should do? It was one of them that I wanted to do, one of those financial moves I wanted to make, but she said another one, and what she said made perfect sense. Yes, I could have interchanged it and went with what I wanted to do, but what she said made perfect sense. So for peace and for inclusiveness, and to let her know that your voice and your opinion matters to me, I went with the choice that she said, because it made sense, and it wasn't like me not going with the move I was thinking about making was gonna be any better in the grand scheme of things. And that move I wanted to make was kind of because I'm more invested in that, and it means more to me. But overall, what she said made perfect sense. And these are examples I want you to understand that as a woman, your man should be making you feel heard, making you feel appreciated, making you feel validating you, in the sense of he's not trying to discredit you. He's not trying to make you look dumb or feel dumb. He's not trying to cripple you and make himself look like the all-knowing, wonderful being, God's gift to you, and you are just an accessory in his life. That's not what he's doing. But he should be uplifting you, and he should be protecting your heart, and he should be protecting your mind, meaning he should be faithful to you. But not just faithful to you, he should be talking to you with respect and talking to you with love. He should not be belittling you, berating you, degrading you, demeaning you. He should not be misleading you. He should not be breadcrumbing, master tabling, alpha male strategying. He should not be any of that, because what that stuff does is it feeds, when we operate in these alpha male strategies, quote unquote, it feeds our insecurity. It feeds our weakness. It feeds our pain. And so what the woman becomes is a slave. And the man assumes that he is a king because he has a slave. And that's what you have to realize. And that's what's breaking down society, because when that happens, now this man, he then begins to tear this woman apart, which then trickles down to the children and tears the children apart. So you have to make sure that you're not a human teddy bear, and that you're not being misused and mistreated, but you're being loved, appreciated, and respected. Hey, this is Tony Gaskin. God bless you.